Hey guys, you join me here, Snowman6, and we are back on Ladyhill. So today, quite simply, just picking up where we finished off the last day, and that is seeding. So the wet patch in the field has kind of drained away a little bit, so what we are doing is just quickly reseeding the patch that we didn't seed. So we're just getting out here now. It is raining, but thankfully we're able to get this in now. We skip forward a day, so we're into April 2nd. Not sure how much this will affect growth period and stuff of the field. Will this section just be a day behind? There's every chance it will be, but if we can get it seeded, it'll be fantastic because it'll help our yield that we need so badly. So we're just going to zoom across forward and back this field a little bit. Now we left the headland spare here as well, so I think we've 3 passes of the headland to do. But yeah, it won't be too bad. It won't be too bad. So once we get this wrapped up, we're getting it done first thing in the morning because I don't want to leave that rain pass by and then us be looking at another waterlogged field. So if we get it done now, at least we'll be seeded done. We can then tip along and feed our animals that we need to do, and then we can see what the rest of the day unfolds with. We probably do need to get out here and roll these fields, so if it dries up later on, that's probably where we're going to be heading for. I would imagine we'll be just seeding, we'll be rolling. So that's what our day is looking like, guys. So nothing too exciting, but we just need to get across here, get this little section wiped out, and then we can rest easy knowing that our fields are seeded. After that, it's just a case of fertilize and roll and do our best to try and get that bumper yield that we'll kind of desperately need. This might be the last year where we kind of heavily rely on the yield for our income. That's what my hopes are anyway, guys. I'm hoping going forward we can kind of pull it out of the bag maybe a little bit differently, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But for now, as you can see, it is raining. It is not pretty, and the main thing is we're able to get this done. So we'll track away with it, and yeah, we'll just see. As I say, we need to feed the stock then as well. We normally do that first thing in the morning, but we haven't done it today because I wanted to get this done first. But on the good news, after this is done, the farm is looking relatively healthy. Don't think we've much more to kind of tend to. Crops will kind of look after themselves a little bit. Just got to make sure our moisture levels are looking good on our grass fields. Hopefully we don't get a wetter year like we did last year. Last year was very wet, made it very hard to get hay out of the ground. But we'll see. Hopefully I have it adjusted right, and this year we will get hay, because we do need it, and we could do with a bumper crop of hay as well. Lots of things we could do with bumper things, really. Yeah, so we'll be interested to see what the moisture of this section of the field kind of does as well, actually. Now that we know it kind of pools water, so it just will be interesting to see how badly that affects moisture. I don't know, will it do too much, but you would think stagnant water sitting in an area would just not be good for anything. So yeah, we'll just see. So we're coming up to the last pass down the field. We have a little section then we need to kind of hit as well. So we might actually hit that now next, and then do the last long one. Just the way we kind of seeded, we got these little patches in here. There it is. So we'll flick over. Need to be forward, seed her down. And it's only a little patch, so we'll just get in, get it done. And as I said, later on today, then we need to just get out, get rolling. That'll be the next issue. It's only a couple of percent we lose on yield, but we have a roller, so why not use it, guys? So after this, we just have, I think it's 3 pulls across the headland, but you can never be too sure. You know what I was doing or thinking at the time. Oh, it's not the prettiest field we've seeded, but it is been seeded, so we'll just all we can do is do what we can do, really, and that doesn't make any sense at all. But I've said it, so we're sticking with that now. So it's gonna not look too pretty. Wheel tracks kind of everywhere, but they might fade away over a bit of time. And yeah, as I say, not the prettiest, but it will be functional, and that's really what matters. So we'll head across here all the way to the end. I think is where we need to go with this one, and then we've 2 more pulls to do, guys. So I am going to leave it here, and we will pick this up. Well, we'll be done this later, so there's no need to pick anything up. But what we do need to keep an eye out on then after this is we need to be in this lane. Yeah, we'll be back here to feed the 2 pins of animals. That does need to be done. So we'll get it done, and we'll see then where we're kind of falling out. We will be back to roll this as well, and that has to be done as well. So little things, lots of little jobs, but yeah, that's where we are, guys. So I'll see you here in a second. We'll have the feeder on the back, we'll be in the loader, and we'll be doing our favourite thing, lifting bales and picking up buckets of silage. And yeah, it'll give us a good chance to recap where we are silage wise on the farm as well, actually. So all those things to come. So we are back. So second bucket of silage here going in, and as you can see, it is still absolutely teeming down with rain, but we'll do what we can do, guys. So oh, nearly overshot there. So we just need to get a bit of hay and silage now, and this is the first mix for the Jersey cows that we have here. So we're just going to drop the bucket off here because we'll be back for it in a little bit. We need to make a second mix, so we're doing kind of 1 feed per set of animals at the moment, so we'll see what that changes. It does mean that our silage intake has increased, so we're burning through it a little bit quicker now, but I think we're kind of getting now 2 days out of, let me just duck down there. I think we're getting 2 days out of a feed. I need to keep an eye on it. I haven't really been doing it since we did the change, but I think that's the way it's working. Might get a day and a half maybe, just because we don't have the 50 odd animals in 1 pen. They're spread across 2, so yeah, that's where we're working out to, guys. So at the moment it's going okay. I just need to line this up correctly, and we'll put 50% of this straw bale in here, and then we put 50% hay in, and that's our mix done then for the animals. So as you can see, we are running pretty low on straw, so we have to be careful because we're going to have to hold on to a little bit just for bedding. So we're actually getting close now. I think, what do we have? We still have 2 bales of 3, so we've 6, 7, so we've 7 bales still, so we're not too bad. And we're burning a bale a day, so that's 7 days. Yeah, we'll just about, if we don't have to bed them anymore, which the straw usage is actually pretty low on bedding. I thought that would be higher. I'm not complaining, it's saving my bacon here, but definitely would have thought that would have been higher. So we'll just pick up this. Now we have a nice chunk of hay, as you can see, so if we do need to go to a complete silage hay mix, we can. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but then you would see our hay dwindle pretty quickly. So if we don't get a chance to make fresh hay, we could then be in trouble. So lots of little things to worry about even. So we're going to go 50% again. Not too stressful. Gone too fast, too soon. So we drop back in. There we go, 49. That's alright. Well, we'll now park all this out of the rain, because if we leave bales in the rain over a length of time, they do deteriorate. Definitely the hay anyway. I've noticed that. I was leaving them in the middle of the shed there, and I noticed they were kind of disappearing on me, so we've changed tack on that now a little bit. So we'll go in and we'll pick up the straw. So we'll be ready for the next load. So jump out here, head back to the deer. Going to get a little bit wet. And yeah, we can feed the Jersey cows. Now you can see they have 11,000 food, so it's not desperate that we feed them, but it's just a good habit I think we're after getting into this early in the game. So we'll dunk this out here, and that's a good 20,000 litres gone into them there now, so that's happy days. And once we're done here, we have a second mix then to make, guys. So the joys of two different animal pens is just keeps us busy nearly every day, or as I say, every second day we're out here doing our little bit for the parish. And I think I can do something like this. And just kind of 90 it so that we'll get we can swing the loader. Thankfully the loader has a tight old turning radius, despite the length of it. It's a big old loader. Has a tight old turning radius, so we'll get back here. We'll lift up, lock our wheels, and we should be able just to dunk these two in here. Let's scrape them off our forks, so that will tip away doing that. Happy days. We now need to get our bucket. So back we go. So we left the bucket down here at the silage pit, so we can just swing in now and collect. Fill up 2 scoops of silage and we are away. So things are kind of coming around. We have a nice bit of what's the word, digestate at the BGA as well, so that selling the manure is working a treat, and it saves us having to buy a manure wagon of any description for the short term. Obviously if we start producing crazy amounts of manure, we then have another free fertilizer for the fields, but at the moment we are converting it into digestate, and we're getting a little bit of an income from the process that is that, because it generates a little bit of electricity and biogas and stuff. So we are seeing a little bit of an advantage to that, so we can't complain too much on it. But yeah, it's so far so good. So I must see how much silage now we have left, because in my mind we are getting through it pretty quick, and I have 200,000 litres in the other pit, but we don't have it fermented, so we just need to keep an eye and see. So we've 221,000 litres, so that should be more than enough for the short term. Geez, what, 10 days easily, I'd say, maybe 8-9 days. So here's hoping we should have enough. Yeah, we're gonna have to, yeah, I'm not sure actually, do we have enough? I was hoping to get the turcut silage in, but thinking about that now, we might end up having to cover the pit above and then put 2 cuts of silage into this pit again. So yeah, we won't stress too much about it for now. It's not a problem. Hay is more the concern, I think, in my head, because we have nearly 400,000 litres of silage if we need it. So we're going to switch even the tip size and just spin around this way, and there we go. Dump into our Frisians. So this should tip them up nicely, and that'll see us out here of thing. Now it's just a case of waiting for this pesky rain to stop, which we seem to be doing all the time. What way do I need to get out of here? Muted there because I was 100% sure I was going to sneeze, and it never came. So it's just a little tickle, but yeah, we are wrapped up there, guys. That's us pretty good. I think we can't do too much more now. As I say, we just have to wait. We just check the weather as well, so we know we're okay for silage. The next thing I need to be looking at is rolling, so we can hook up to the back of our roller here, and hopefully it'll dry up here later on and we'll get out. Might be still a little bit sticky, but I think it's more important we get that rolling done than not get it done. So we shut down for a few minutes and we'll just check the weather app, and look, May, June, rain, rain, rain. The only good thing is if it's small little showers, hopefully that dry spells will get us into good nick. So you can see April 3rd is a good day, May 1st is a good day, so if there's a potential to cut grass, we might be in the right weather window, moisture window. We'll just have to see, guys. So we're going to let it dry up here for a little bit, and we'll be back to roll our fields. So we are back, guys, and yep, another pool of water. So we're just going to cruise through it. Thankfully the roller seems to work in the water, so that's saving us a little bit of hardship, so we should be able to still flatten it and get our yield bonuses. But yeah, just water everywhere, guys. So who would have known these two fields get waterlogged? I certainly didn't. So yeah, interesting. Didn't think they were that low in the farm. I think there's lower areas in the farm that don't seem to hold water, so not sure why this year these two fields have decided that they want to play ball with water, but anyway, we're doing what we can do here. We just flick through it, push the water out of the way, and we'll keep going. So this is us for the rest of the day. We are rolling, and yep, nothing much else to report. Grass might not be ready in May, could be a June job. So we just have to hope that moisture and the rain and all that play ball with us, and that we don't end up with another cut of silage. Not the end of the world if we do. Hopefully then the one in August/September will be drier, but at that stage it's looking like we could end up having to try and purchase hay, which is not ideal. So yeah, this moisture realistic weather, I think, is the add-on that adds the moisture. Yeah, it's just playing havoc with us at the moment, so we just need to try and sort it out. The constant little showers are killing us, but we'll keep adjusting values until we kind of settle on one that works for us with the amount of rain we seem to be getting. And yeah, otherwise we would be pretty quickly looking at waterlogged fields, and that is unrealistic as well. So yeah, we're just trying to find a happy medium somewhere. And yeah, these pools of water are not a good start in anything. So it would be interesting if you subsoiled and then water wouldn't appear for 3 or 4 years. Don't know how easy that is to implement. Maybe it might be easier than I think, considering that it counts the amount of times you've had a harvest maybe. So if you needed to plough the field, maybe then you would get these waterlogged patches. That would be fairly interesting, but again, not sure how easy that is to implement. Obviously if you subsoil it, you would have better surface drainage of water and you mightn't hold as much. Or even if there's a mod to tile a field and then it lowers the water table. So again, you don't get these areas and dries your fields out quicker, things like that. I just spitballing now as I go up and down the field here, really. But it would be an interesting feature, as it would make I suppose tiling and mold ploughing a little bit, or even standard ploughing, a little bit more kind of functional. It would give you a reason to actually get out there and do it, other than just the standard yield boost. So as I say, imagine it might be doable, considering that the game counts when you harvest, and then if you or how many I think it's 6, you have 6 harvests before you need to plough. So maybe when you get to 4, compaction, the field starts building up that little bit more and you start seeing it, and by 5, 6 your field then would end up in these conditions. Would just add another element to the strategic side of the game more so than anything. Yeah, but I'm waffling on that one, really. Lots of little features you would like to see in a game, but you got to give it time, and hopefully they'll eventually get one that's pretty accurate. So although I'd imagine if they made a fairly accurate farm sim game, it would lose its probably arcade style, which probably draws a lot of people to it as well. So yeah, just lots of things I suppose you have to consider when doing these things. But yeah, so back to what we are at. Um, yeah, not too much more, as I say. I don't think there'll be too much happening in May. I think it'll be a handy enough month. I don't think we need to fertilise these fields. I think I must double check when we get our first bit of growth. I just pop in and make sure the pH is okay. If it says bad, we'll jump in with the fertiliser. Other than that, I think we are in a pretty good nick with the beans. Other crops are looking pretty good. And yeah, I think that'll be us. It'll just be a case of get out, cut grass for the second cut. Hopefully we get a good second cut, get a good yield, and hopefully we can turn that to hay. That will be the plan. So we just need to get a couple of nice dry days that the grass dries out. That would be the big thing. So if we can get that, it will take a lot of pressure off, because obviously third and fourth cut we can just go straight to silage with and put them straight into a pit and forget about it. So that would be the plan in my head. Obviously then coming into the winter, if we get a chance and we have a little bit of money, we will attempt to buy another grass field, because I think just think we could probably never have enough grass now at the moment. So there's a couple of nice cheap fields kind of around us for the 25,000-30,000 mark. So if I can kind of guarantee that I'm going to make that kind of money, I think we will pick one or two up, and yeah, that will hopefully then see us in pretty good nick. Yeah, because at the moment we're kind of just surviving, but as you say, we do have this nearly, is it 58,000 litres of soybeans to sell. So if we can get them sold and see a nice bit of profit, we might pick up a field out of that, because I'm hoping then the milk will have ramped up by October, November, that we won't need all that money to carry us through the winter, because the milk will start making us money. So yeah, we'll just have to kind of see how we get along, but for now this is where we're at. These are the thoughts running through my head. We probably will be looking to pick up grass in the near future. And just take pressure off us. The more fields we can kind of pick up. Obviously we'll probably have to try and pick up an arable field as well at some stage, because at the moment it's the arable side is making us the money. So with it making us money, we can't really afford to neglect it either. So if there's a chance to bump our soybean yield up on a specific year where we have 3 fields doing soybeans instead of just 2, that will play to our advantages as well, guys. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it all kind of works out, but for now definitely grass is number one, because if we can't get enough silage and hay, that is going to cost us a small fortune. Well, the realistic option is, if we can't produce enough, is we'll just have to reduce the number of livestock, and that's not what we're about. So yeah, at the moment we've 55. By December we'll have near 100, I think, animals. And obviously during the summer that will reduce down, because not every animal we get will be a female, which means we won't be keeping them all on the farm. So, because for me there's no point keeping the bull calves. We'll hold on to them for a while, we'll get their value up maybe a little bit, because it's only costing us silage, really, feed, and as it stands we're okay, and hopefully we'll add more grass. So again, it's just a way of then maybe garnering 10-12,000 towards the end of the year, selling off some calves that might be bull calves. Obviously if we're not making 10 or 12,000, that's a good sign. It means we've held on to more cows and calves than we wanted, or not that we wanted to, that we actually want to hold on to. So if we're not selling that many, that's a good thing. But yeah, I'm just preparing myself for it. So yeah, obviously then the number of calves will drop again once we sell those bull calves. Could be 30, could be 10, could be 20, you just don't know until it happens. So we can't do too much more about that either. So we're just going to crack on here, guys. Nothing, as I say, nothing too exciting. We're just going to keep going. We're nearly finished this field, and then we have the next field alongside to do. Hopefully that pool of water will dissipate in the summer months, because we're nearly into May now. So if we're getting waterlogged fields in May, I think we've done something horribly wrong, and that's not good. So we should be actually happy our grass fields aren't logging with water, because that would definitely cause us issues for concern. So yeah, but we'll just keep an eye on the moisture scale as it goes. Hopefully now it's all in the minuses. They should be drying out. In fact, we'll probably give it a quick look when we get to the bottom here. In fact, we'll just do it now. So if I jump to the moisture table, you can see that today field 3 has gone up nearly 1% in moisture. This is the current moisture level of the field. This is moisture retention. Not sure what that's doing, but it's pretty high. So it's telling me that these fields are holding on to moisture maybe. So like 52%, which means that is going to get pretty wet pretty fast. This one won't be too bad. So what's field 4? Why is field 4? It is inarable. Does it need ploughing? No, but field 166 does. So what's field 17, 8, and 16 looking like? 17 is 43%, and that is the one with the current pool of water in it. And 16, which had the pool of water, is 35%. So yeah, you can see their moisture is pretty high. 33 is another arable field. So hopefully these values will drop away slowly, and well, the only good thing is we don't have to irrigate. So small mercies, but yeah, I think irrigating costs you money. So let's be thankful that we don't actually have to irrigate. Now, as I say, we will play around with these settings, and we'll try and get it to a condition that that's kind of realistic. Obviously, wetter climates, the thing will go up. To be fair, we're in a fairly wet climate now, but obviously if we're only getting maybe an hour or 2 hours rain a day, we might be able to see that kind of dry out. We just have this kind of fingers crossed really, I suppose, and hope that that's the way it works. So with all that said, and I've waffled on a fair bit, guys, I think we're going to call it here for today. I'm going to crack on and keep going with the rolling. As I say, we're going to monitor the moisture levels in our fields and adjust it as we need. Fingers crossed by the end of May, start of June, we're ready to cut again. And yeah, as always, if something crops up, we will jump on it and record it. But other than that, we are going to enjoy the slower time on the farm, because every now and then it goes slow and then it ramps up fairly quickly when I think it's gone slow for a while. So yeah, we'll enjoy that. And until next time, guys, as always, I've been Snow86. This has been Ladyhill. Thanks to everybody who's watching and subscribing, really do appreciate it. And until next time, guys, we'll see you all again. Take care.